Hey guys, it's Trish. I'm back at it with a new video on my channel. So we're doing officially the final book video for 2018. Yes, I know I'm a little late. This video had to be delayed due to reasons. I was busy all through the holiday season because of my job. It's very time consuming for the type of job that I have. I work at a photography studio, so as you could see, yes, I'm dealing with people wanting their Christmas pictures since like October. Anyway, yeah, so it is January 4th. I'm getting into this final video for 2018 now, while it's, you know, before it's too late to record this. But yeah, last time, if you watched my last video about books 4 months ago, that was September or the end of August. I did it either the end of August or the beginning of September, but anyways, yeah, because I was doing a book video every 4 months. Last time you saw me talking about books, I was on book 19, so let me just hop right back into it where we left off. So book 20 that I read was actually The Edge of Never. Let me tell you about this book. So it's about this girl named Cameron who leaves North Carolina, where she's lived like her entire life. She has this boyfriend who was killed in an accident. I think was it like a car accident or something? I think something like that. And she's been like depressed about it for years. It happened when she was in high school. She's 21. She's 21 now. And I don't know, she goes on this random trip, like up and just leaves her job. Doesn't even like leave her job, just leaves the town and doesn't tell anybody, basically. And decides, I'm gonna go on a road trip. I'm gonna go on a bus with no destination really in mind. She meets this dude on the bus. It was actually really cool because he ends up protecting her from this creep who's like watching her the entire time on the bus. And he's like sitting behind her. They're complete strangers. She doesn't like him. He's kind of attracted to her. I mean, she's attracted to him too, but like she's like kind of forbidding herself against guys because of her past experiences. She doesn't want to get her heart broken again. And it's not because of like a breakup, it's because of she literally lost the person she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with to death. So yeah, she doesn't want to get close to anybody ever again that way, so that she can't be hurt. They end up completely skipping out on the rest of the bus trip once they get to I forgot where it was that they went to, but she ends up going to the hospital with him to see his dying father in the hospital. And they kind of just go with the flow. His family thinks that she's like his girlfriend, but really they literally just met on the road. After that, they go on their own road trip cross country to these like it's pretty much like all the way down. Do they go on the coast? I don't think they go on the coast. I think they hit the coast. It's been a very long time since I read this, and you'll understand the further I get into this video, you'll understand why I'm a little confused too. So eventually, I don't remember what route they took, but eventually they end up in New Orleans where things get serious. And you also along the way find out that, oh my god, I never even told you what the dude's name is. Andrew. His name is Andrew. Andrew is like hiding something very important from her. And the longer they're on this road trip together, the closer they get, the more secrets are shared, the more personal things about themselves are shared between one another. They form like a relationship. Like when I say relationship, it was like started off as like her being like, I'm never gonna see him again, but she starts to get attached, and then he's like, man, I really want to be with this girl, but I can't be with this girl, because to him he's like yo, this is the one, but I can't be with her. And I was just like, why? Are you dying? So things happen. Like, basically my favorite part of the book is when they're in New Orleans. They stay there for like a good week, I think, or something. Yeah, something like that. I'm really hazy on this. Yeah. Okay, so something really bad happens and they end up going to Texas because for some reason she said, oh, my last stop's gonna be Texas, and it's in, if I remember correctly, I think it's Galveston, Texas, and that's actually where he lives. And they end up there and they stay there, and the thing that he's hiding from her happens, and it's really bad, and he ends up in the hospital. And I'm just like, no, stop doing the bad things that are happening right now, because I'm not okay with this happening. And like, I'm trying to not say things because it's a really good book and I don't want anybody to like have this spoiled for them. I mean, granted, I do warn when I spoil things, but still, you know, like, this is, I can't spoil this. This is too good. It's too good. But yeah. This is so weird. This is so vague. I have to be so vague. This is really hard for me to do. It ends bittersweet. Very bittersweet, because the ending, it starts off really sad, and like I was crying. I was crying when I was reading this book. And I have not cried from a book in a very long time. So that means something for me, like, really. And when I finished it, I was like, oh man, that was really good. I was like, I don't even want to move on to my next book. So the funny thing, when I moved on to the next book, which is book 21, it was in the middle of September, and we were supposed to have a hurricane hit the East Coast. So, and what's funny is that it wasn't even supposed to like really hit my area, but I live like 10 minutes from the beach. So I'm in a below ocean, what's that? Below, like, where I live isn't a flood zone, but I'm literally below like where the ocean is. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't live in like a flood zone, but where I live, being so close to the beach, I live under sea level, basically. So we would have to evacuate. Hurricane never actually came, but tell me why. I live in Virginia Beach, 10 minutes away from Sandbridge Beach, and my parents had us go all the way up to frickin', where were we? We were in frickin', we were in Northern Virginia, like on the border of West Virginia, I think. But I don't remember where the hell we were, but we were like way up there. Like, I was just like, we went all the way over here and the hurricane didn't even hit, and we stayed at that hotel for like 3 days. And I was like, this is such a waste of time. And the only book I brought with me was this one. I mean, granted, I did bring this one with me too, because I hadn't actually finished it yet. So I finished this while on our first day in the hotel. And then I started this. I really didn't want to because I was stuck on this. So I started reading like the first chapter and a half, I think, of this lovely Lisa Kleypas romance novel called Where Dreams Begin. And then what happened was I got bored of reading this, because this is actually a trend with me. I don't like reading the beginning of these romance novels because I'm actually not interested in the beginning, because all the good stuff happens after the thing happens, you know. But I don't like the rising action in these. Like it's really boring until it's actually a thing, you know, like now kiss. Yeah, yeah, I got really bored, so I stopped reading it. I went on my tablet and I discovered that The Edge of Never has a sequel. It's called The Edge of Always. So the cover of the first book, Edge of Never, has Cameron, and then the sequel, Edge of Always, has Andrew. How cute. Yeah, so when I found that out, I was like, oh, fuck no. I was like, I'm not reading this book. Like, I can't. Like, I wanted it to stay as fresh in my mind as possible. And then, so after, like, I just kept rereading and skimming my favorite parts out of this book that entire trip. So when we got back home, literally the day, I think it was the day we got back home or the day after, I don't know, one of those days, I went to Books A Million to see if they had this book. No, I went to Barnes and Noble to see if they had this book, and they didn't. And I went online and they had it there. So I went to Books A Million too to check if they had it. No, it's only available online because apparently it's like nobody knows about them for some reason. People should know about them, they're amazing. Yeah, so I think Barnes & Noble was trying to sell it to me for some amount of money, and I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna get it off the internet where it's cheaper because I already saw the price. So I ordered that. I got it in like 2 days, and as soon as I got this, I was reading it and I'm living for it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where have these two books been my entire life? Because I low-key was looking at the first one, the closer I was getting to it, I was like, I kind of think I'm gonna hate this book. I loved these books. And like the second one, another thing I failed to mention earlier is that the book is told from both their perspectives. So like the first chapter will be Cameron, second chapter will be Andrew, and vice versa. Alternates throughout the entire book that way. I love that. And the second book was exactly the same concept, and so they're still together in this book, and they're like living together, right? And because of past things happening in the first book, they run over into this one, and then bad things happen to them again. I'm like, no, I love these characters. Let's not have anything bad happen to them ever again, please. Please, can we do that? J.A. Redmersky, can we do that? So, what do they do to heal themselves? They go on another road trip. This time, it's down the East Coast, which is very exciting for me because I live on the East Coast, and they actually did visit Virginia Beach in the book. So I'm like, haha, fuck yeah. Yes. Okay, so I'm sorry, don't mind my voice. I'm getting over a cold, and I could hear my voice progressively sounding more sick the further I get into this because everything is just like collecting right here in my face. Just like everything is right here and I can feel it, and it's disgusting. Anyway, so they go down all the way to the coast. The goal is to come back to New Orleans, to come full circle, and it's kind of like therapy for the both of them, more so for Cameron than anything, but it's therapy for both of them, and they really need it. Therapeutic. They come to terms with their past issues. They face reality where they might have to face hardships again down the road. They come past their differences. They end up together stronger than they were before, because there's never like a doubt that they love each other or anything. They're like there's like real life struggles that they're going through in the second book that they're trying to resolve, and that requires them to like rediscover and find themselves again. And towards the end, nothing but happy, great things happen for the both of them and others, you know, and their family. I'm trying to be so vague once again. And it ends on a very, very, very happy note. I kind of wish that there was another book toward it. Like, there's only 2. It has a way that it could continue with a third, but it just wouldn't be from their perspectives anymore. I don't know if I would like this new perspective, but I'm just curious as to where it would go, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily want a third book with this new character, but you know. But let me put these aside because I'll go on talking about them forever. Wait, one more quick fact. Another reason why I love these is because Andrew is a musician, and he gets Cameron in a comfort zone as being a person who performs the music with him on stage. And I love that the author writes about them performing from their points of views on the stage performing, and it's so deep and connecting, and I like love it. And they actually mentioned some, oh my gosh, if you're a music junkie, they have songs in here. Some of them I've heard of before, but there is one in there called Barton Hollow by the Civil Wars that Cameron mentions in the book, and I looked it up and I love that song. And I think I read that they're not a thing anymore, so it's just really sad because I've known about the Civil Wars for a while now. The first time I ever heard anything by them was when they did Safe and Sound with Taylor Swift for the Hunger Games movie, because I have the soundtrack for it. And I was like, oh wow, they're actually really good. And I found out that they're like not a thing anymore, and I'm like, oh, well, that's terrible because I want to get into your music, and I guess there won't be any new music from you ever again. But yeah, that song is dope, so check it out, Barton Hollow by the Civil Wars. And there's this other song, oh my god, if I could just find it really, really quick. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Because I love this song too. What is it? It's another song in here that I never heard of, and it's one that Andrew performs by himself. Oh my gosh. It's when they're in New Orleans, so it has to be like towards the end of the book. Come on. Where are you? Oh my gosh, what is it? It's something I nearly died. Oh my god, I'm so close. I'm so close. Ooh, whoa, okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is Barton Hollow. Wait. Okay, I can feel it. I'm so close. Laugh, I Nearly Died. Oh my gosh, it was gonna kill me if I could not get that song. I don't remember who it's by because it's been that long since I looked it up, but he performed Laugh, I Nearly Died. And that song, oh my goodness, yes. And the thing is, I would go back when I was skimming, I would find it on YouTube and listen to it as I was reading about it, and that just made it so much better. Try it sometime, do it. Change your world. But to make a point short, I never actually did finish this book. I actually thought I did read it afterwards. I did not. I think what happened was I got too close to October approaching. So there's technically book 20 and 21 right here. This book is void. It was never actually completely read, so it doesn't count. October, I started to read The Vampire Lestat from the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. As y'all know, I mentioned that before. I did not finish that either. Only, I have a legit excuse this time. October is a very busy month for me, because not only am I trying to stay on schedule posting these videos, I also do a bunch of Halloween related things in October, as far as cosplays and Halloween makeup tutorials, the SFX makeup. Also working at my job that actually picks up more business in October for the holiday season. Yes, that's a very busy time for me. So I was trying to read two books out of that month, as well as working nearly full time, because I was running the studio with me and my other coworkers, so my manager is running 2 studios and training all the new holiday hires, on top of also doing and recording at least 2 Halloween looks a week, plus doing my own extra Halloween stuff in between those when I can. No, that was not happening. So I did not finish the book. I got through like, where am I? I think I'm on like what part am I on? I think there's like, I don't know. I don't remember how many parts there are, but I'm on part 2, it looks like. Okay, I'm in the middle of chapter 2 of part 2 out of like maybe like 5 parts of the Vampire Lestat. I never got that far into it, but what I can tell you about what I was learning is because it's about basically Lestat's life before he turned into a vampire, which is very interesting for me because I never got to know about that before. And Lestat is the more interesting one. Screw Lewis, I love Lestat, we all know that. I was like really excited to actually learn about what his human life was before, and then what was the turning point for him, who transformed him into a vampire, because you never learned that before. And I'm so upset because I literally stopped reading right before I found out who the vampire was who turned him. So I'm like, oh, Latricia, why? But yeah, the thing is though, I like to read it in October, so I probably won't even touch it until October. Oh no, I'll probably touch it to finish it at least before October, just because it's already been read a little bit. And I'm like, But I'm so upset I didn't finish that one. I did not have the time. And because I did not have the time to finish that, I was so unmotivated to read anything else after that. So I only really read 2 more books for the rest of the year. But I'm okay with it because that's 21 books. My goal was to read at least 1 book a month. That would have only been 12. I read 21. So you know what? I'm pretty proud of myself regardless. I think I done good. So all put aside, I did good. But what I want to touch on now, since I only had 2 books to really talk about, let me tell you first, before I get into these, the book that I did not like from 2018. I did not like the list. I did not like the list. I liked it until I got to the end, and then the ending ruined everything for me because I was like, this is so rushed and stupid. Nothing was really properly explained. I'm just like, fuck you. Hold on, I have to like blow my nose or something. Hey, so where we left off was, I was just about to tell you about the books that I loved from 2018. So let me tell you about my favorite reads from 2018. The first one on that list would be the Mara Dyer trilogy. As I expressed in that first video, was it the first one? I think so. Yeah, it was the first one. These I fell in love with so quickly, so quickly. They're near and dear to my heart. I love them so much. I had been wanting to read them for years, and then when I finally got to them, Oh my gosh. My heart explode with love. Okay, the second thing that was my favorite read of 2018 was the To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. And while we're on the subject of To All the Boys, Netflix has officially, after months and months and months of torture waiting for this thing to be released, Netflix has officially greenlighted the sequel for To All the Boys I Loved Before. So we're getting a P.S. I Love You on film. So I'm very, very, very excited about this. And Lana Condor and Noah Centineo are reprising their roles. Yes! So yeah, and I need somebody else to make a petition because Mark Ruffalo needs to play Noah's father. I'm just saying. He needs to be the father of Peter. It needs to happen. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. It needs that. All the things need to happen, okay? All the great things need to happen. I'm so on board for it. Another one's favorite. I just got done talking about them with you. My other favorites of 2018 are The Edge of Never and The Edge of Always with Cameron and Andrew. So yeah, those are my favorite reads of the entire year. I am so happy because the only ones in that favorite list that is completely like expected of me is the Mara Dyer trilogy. Everything else is contemporary and normal. So for me to have those like be my favorite reads from the entire year means something. And I actually just realized that I missed one. The other favorite read of 2018 is Smooth Talking Stranger by Lisa Kleypas. Yes, a romance novel. Who'd have thunk, right? For real, that is like, this one got me hooked. For good. Coming back for you. I might actually reread this someday. That's how deep it goes. But yeah, a romance novel and a contemporary series with normal stuff happening in it holds my spots for favorites this year for 2018. That's really weird. What? I've grown, guys. I did it. Okay, but that's about it for that. The only thing I'm gonna touch on now are 2 books that I bought that I will be finally reading in 2019. Okay, the first one is Lady Midnight, book 1 of the Dark Artifices trilogy, and book 2, Lord of Shadows, from the Dark Artifices trilogy. Because I'm a big TMI fan, and if you have not noticed, the books are literally lined up behind my head right now. City Bones, Ashes, Glass, Fallen Angels, Lost Souls, Heavenly Fire, right here. Then you got the Bane Chronicles, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, all right here, bud. The only thing I don't own is the Codex. Yeah, I have them all. I was waiting for all 3 of the Dark Artifices to be released so I could binge them all immediately, run right after the other. But I caved and got the first 2 early. I mean, no, I did wait for all of them to be released, but I want them all paperback so I can have them all go with the spines like that. The 3rd one was just released in December, so they don't have the paperback for that yet. But I caved and buying this early because this one was at Barnes & Noble for $4.99, limited time only. So I was like, I'd be an idiot if I didn't get that while it was on sale for a special price. And then I just got this one yesterday from Books A Million with a $10 gift card that I had. So yes, we saving money over here getting the new books. And impatiently waiting for Queen of Air and Darkness to be released in paperback so I can have them all. And I'm excited because look how big they are. Like, these are thicker than all of them, for real. These are all pretty much as thick, almost as thick as Heavenly Fire. all of them. That's a lot of freaking content in here, I'm just saying. But I love it, because that means that's more for me to love. Okay, I need to stop before I completely geek, because I could go on. Truly, I can go on. If we're talking about the Mortal Instruments, yes. But yeah, this is the last final book video of 2018, going over into 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you love to read. Thumbs up if you love Mara Dyer. Give it a thumbs up if you love To All the Boys I Loved Before. Give it a thumbs up if you think Mark Ruffalo should play Noah Centineo's dad. Give it a thumbs up if you also love the Mortal Instruments. Give the thumbs up if you love purple hair. Give it a thumbs up if you actually want to like this video because you truly, deep in your heart, just love it to bits, and you actually want to support me, and you actually watched the last 2 videos, and you actually want to see more content from me. If you do want to see more content from me, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when I upload. I upload every week. I will leave any information that needs to be left in the bottom bar. But I hope you guys have a great 2019. I hope to see more of you watching my videos throughout the year. I hope to see more growth. I hope to see more participation. Yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.